course, let's start with regulation. So you guys are publishing this blog post today about international expansion. I feel like it's something you've talked about a good amount. Is there any sort of tipping point or breaking point at which you say, all of these G20 countries have got some sort of regulatory framework, the U.S. doesn't, and we're just going to pick up and leave? As a CEO, would you ever say, it's not worth it to operate in the U.S.?
We're not there yet, but as you pointed out, it's really good to see that 83% of G20 countries now either have crypto legislation in place or they've started the process. It's in progress. And so that's where we're investing our resources around international expansion this year. We just launched in Canada last month. We launched our international derivatives exchange the month before that. And so it's true the U.S. is a little bit of a laggard here, and that's not good for America. I'm an American. We started the company in America. America is going to get this right. There's some really important bills going through the House right now that just got bipartisan support in the House committees. We're going to make sure America gets this right, but it is disappointing to see it lagging behind right now the rest of the G20.
Why are they getting this wrong? What do you think is holding the SEC back, especially? Do you feel like they have it out for crypto? Why hasn't Gary Gensler come around to this?
I'm not sure. It doesn't represent the will of the people. And in a democracy, the government should be, helping the people with their own goals. Now, 56 million Americans, or roughly 56 million Americans, have used crypto now. That's, about 1 in 5 Americans. Just to give you a sense of scale, about 5x as many Americans have used crypto as have an electric vehicle, okay? So this is not some minority thing. It's a mainstream thing in American society. We need to have clear rules that recognize the innovation potential of this technology, but they also protect consumers from harm. And in the absence of that, we've seen terrible things happen. This industry has moved offshore. We've seen exchanges blow up. We've seen a weakening of America's dominance as a financial hub, as a technology leader. The U.S. dollar as a reserve currency can be enabled by making these things like stablecoins. And so it's unfortunately been an abdication of responsibility. Congress now realizes that they need to step in and create these clear rules in the U.S.
They have regulated through the court system, as you've described it, or sort of this enforcement action versus, putting out some sort of framework or legislation. We did get that court decision about grayscale. That seems like it's getting the industry at least one step closer to a Bitcoin ETF. How should investors weigh what an ETF would mean for your business? On one side, there might be more competition. You might be able to buy Bitcoin or get exposure just through a brokerage account, but you're also a partner in this. I just wonder how investors should think about the impact for Coinbase.
Yeah. Well, to start with the first part you mentioned, I've been really happy to see the judicial branch of the government. One of the beautiful things about America is we have different branches of government. The judicial branch has been great at upholding rule of law here. And even if we've seen some actions which were negative from the regulator, the courts have now upheld in the Ripple case, the Terraform case, that the underlying assets themselves are not securities. We saw in this grayscale announcement from a judge, or ruling by a judge, that the SEC's action was unlawful and it was arbitrary and capricious, right? And so we need to ensure that everybody has equal treatment under the law. Crypto should not be penalized. It should be treated on a level playing field with traditional financial services. So the judicial branch has done a great job of upholding that, which gives me a lot of confidence. You mentioned these ETFs, which have been a really important development. Now, Coinbase has an important role to play here. We've been named as the custodian in many of these ETF applications. And our view is that it's going to be really good. It's going to bring in new sources of capital into the crypto ecosystem. That's going to be good for crypto, but it's also going to be good for Coinbase.
What about the revenue side of that? If there's more competition, does that compress fees at all? And margins have expanded this year, but trading volume has also dropped. How do you think about what more competition might mean for Coinbase if there is an ETF?
Well, we haven't seen any margin compression yet. And our general view is that we want to grow the size of the pie. So we want crypto to be integrated into every traditional financial service firm. We want it to be integrated into every fintech out there. We want it to be integrated into new types of wallets, Web3 that's just coming on the scene. So I don't view it as competitive. Coinbase has really incredible infrastructure that we're going to be able to power a lot of these things to have a piece of the pie. But the most important thing is we got to grow the size of the pie.
Got it, Brian. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for your time.